Hi everybody, welcome to the Improved Garage YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about some updates to the water system, the deionized water filtration system. So I've actually got two that I'm going to work on. I'm going to separate them into two different videos so that they're searchable. But first up, I have a booster pump that I'm going to be installing. So inside this box is a booster pump that I ordered from Amazon. I'll post a link in the description. There's one major manufacturer that makes booster pumps that are online, and they make a 6800 and an 8800 version. I bought the 8800 because it was only about $10 more. And it's supposed to flow more, so I don't know that I really needed the 8800, but whatever. So, arrived today. It was Amazon one day. Came packaged pretty well, so kudos to them for that. Clearly this wasn't packaged by Amazon, it was packaged by somebody who cared. So we'll get this opened up here, and we will see what we've got to work with. So why a booster pump? So the purpose of a booster pump is that you put it before the reverse osmosis system to increase the water pressure that is going into the reverse osmosis system. Now, do you need a booster pump? Not exactly. Not everybody needs a booster pump. It is recommended that the reverse osmosis system work with an operating pressure, an input operating pressure of 50 to 100 psi's. I've got, my water fluctuates because it's city water. So if you look, you know, it's Sunday, it's 1:30 in the afternoon. So if we look at my input pressure gauge, I'm at about 45, 47 psi right now. Oftentimes at night or super early in the morning, it'll be like 80, 85. It's kind of all over the place. So this should allow me to regulate that pressure better and just make it so that my input pressure is always 80. If it's below 80, it'll bring it up to 80. And the reason that I want to do that is because my output side, the reverse osmosis system will not run without a differential between the input and the output pressure. So if this is 45 psi right now, and this is 25 psi, which isn't a ton of water, these tanks are barely full at that point, it won't run to fill it up more. But at night, this will go back to like 60 or 80, and then this will fill up, and it'll be at like 45 when I come here in the morning. So the idea is that I want it to be able to be full all the time and to accurately fill. So I bought a booster pump, and we'll see how this works. So the booster pump that I got is the AquaTech CDP8800. They make a 6800 and an 8800. There are three parts to the kit. So there's the pump itself, there is a shutoff switch, and there is a power adapter. So this is the shutoff switch, and this is the power adapter. So let's open up the power adapter. It's a monster. Wow. Okay. I'll have to find a place to put this. Interesting. I need like a pressure washer shelf to put it on. All right. So, special note for AquaTech pumps, please remove the rubber plugs on the inlet outlet. Each pump is wet tested so it has water inside the pump head. Do not disassemble the pump motor casing or pump head, it can't be put back. The pump is 24-volt AC and AC transformer. Do not connect to DC. This pump assembly is designed to increase your water supply pressure to an RO system. If you're using this pump for misting aeroponics, you need to use your own setup. Please make sure your RO system is in working condition and you can make water turn on and off correctly. If your RO system is not working correctly or not making water, then you need to fix the RO system and replace the filter. This pump is not able to fix a non-working RO system. Okay. So this pump is supposed to increase my water pressure. So this is the 424. So I got the 8852, 2J03, B424. And it's supposed to take my my water pressure from 40 psi and result in 60 to 80, and it's adjustable on the top. So we'll see what the adjustment range is like. So my input is going to be this. So this has a 3/8 fitting on it. This is 3/8. Now it did come with a 1/4 inch as well. So if you did have quarter, you could, there's an adapter that it comes with. But if you have quarter feeds, you probably don't need a pump this big. So what I'm going to do here, and this is going to be temporary because I just want to see how it functions before I bolt it to the wall. I'm going to pipe it in, I'm going to power it on, and we'll see how it functions, how loud it is, if it works at all, and kind of all of that. So there we've got our pump. So on the top of this, there is an arrow with flow. So I've got it coming from here, through, up into my system. So this goes before the system. To be clear, just so you can see better. Then this guy, this check valve, is supposed to be between the last stage and the storage tank. So that's going to be here in this area. So let me grab a so let's see. Does this have an arrow on it? It does not. So I'm not sure what way this is supposed to flow, or if it even matters. It might not matter. For the pressure switch, there is no distinction of inlet-outlet. You can connect to either ends. The TSO can be connected anywhere on the pure water side after the RO membrane stage, such as next to the pressure tank or on the pure water output line. If you have different size tubing, you can purchase 2 reducer fittings or get different size pressure switch. So I think that there's a reducer that came with it. I'm over there looking for something that I set right here. Okay, so they did come with these 1/4 to 3/8 reducers. Alright, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to install these reducers on both sides. They just push into place. Okay, and then over here, I'm going to take this in. These blue and black are all the same. They're just different colors. So we'll take this guy. Now we're going to plug it in. So for power connections, there is a regular plug here, which plugs into the wall. So we'll plug this guy in, and then find a good place to sit this permanently, but it'll go there for now. So there's like it plugs. So this could plug directly into the pump, and it would just turn the pump on, and the pump would run indefinitely, and you'd have to shut the power off in order to shut the power off. This is a pressure switch that's designed to look for pressure over here, and if it doesn't have it, then it finds it over there. So I do want to turn on my water, because I've got my water off. So we'll turn our water on. And we can see that we've got 48 psi of input pressure. And then we'll turn this on. We can see that immediately that's starting to flow more. Inside is at like 50, so I might need to turn this up. Okay, so that got to 40, this shut off. So let me see, I should be able to adjust both of them. Adjusting this should set my pressure on the output side. So I'm going to open up the tank, let the water flow a little bit so I can drop below the 40. And that was interesting, so this didn't come on. Okay, so this is pumping. All right, so pressure switch on the output side. Tightening this screw increases the pressure, both the turn on and turn off. So when you turn it in all the way, it seems like it's turning on at 40, it's turning off at 60, which might be a little too high. And then turning this in increases the operating pressure, so I'm at like 56 right now, 60. When I turn it up too high, I did see some water being forced out of probably this valve on the back. Okay, so let's test our off pressure. So what I'm doing is I'm blocking the output line. Okay, so it shut off right at 40. Okay, so there I'm turning on at 30. Now let's see what kind of pressure I end up turning off at. So I turned off at 55, which I think is a good number. I don't have any leaks. This all is max 80. So I'm gonna turn this on. Let the unit kick on quick by letting a little bit of water out. And then we'll let it build. So I'm just gonna let this pump run. I'm gonna shut off the video, and then I'll come back and we'll see where it shut off, if it shut off, if everything exploded and I got water all over my garage, how it ended up. So far I think it's pretty cool. The idea with these is it's supposed to increase the efficiency of your reverse osmosis system because they're most efficient running between 50 and 100 psi. So you're increasing the input pressure in order to allow it to run as efficiently as possible. There is the ability with most reverse osmosis systems to do a wash. So I can do a wash. And we'll check our TDS. Wow. All right, that's actually pretty cool. So normally coming out of the reverse osmosis system, so water goes through the reverse osmosis, it comes out, normally it's around 8 to 10 TDS. Right now I'm at 4 on my output side, which is really cool. Because what that means is my resin doesn't have to work as hard. So of course on my output I'm at 0, but yeah, 4 as an input is awesome. So that's great. All right, so this pump is great. It fills very fast, it's quiet. I was able to mount it pretty easily. I just kind of flipped everything around and slid this over a little bit. You know, it's dropping the TDS of my RO system from, I'm normally around 8 once it's running for a while, down to 4, and it's holding at 50 psi. If I let water out of here and drop the pressure, we can see when it kicks on. So it kicks on around 25, and it runs and runs and runs and runs, and it shuts off at 50. That's where I've got it set right now. It's a 40 psi switch. I did adjust it a little bit, obviously, because 50 isn't 40. But I'm pretty good where I'm at. So I think one thing I am going to do is I'm going to shorten this, which is going to make this run. So I did mount the AC transformer here so I could unplug it if I need to, shut the power off if I need, or shut the water off if I need to, my valve. And we're just gonna shorten this a little bit. The water tank is storing at 50, but more importantly, the pump definitely comes on sooner. So like I said, you need a decent differential between this and this to make the pump come on. And actually, this gauge isn't functioning, so I have to get a new gauge. But we need a decent differential between the Stealth RO, the input side of the RO, and the output side of the RO to make it come on. So, you know, this tank has to get pretty low before it actually starts producing water, which is fine when you're washing all of your cars, because you're probably going to empty it anyway or get it really low to begin with. But if I come out here with my current system and I get like a 5-gallon bucket of water for the fish tank, it generally doesn't kick on. So now I'm just running 5 gallons less capacity, and then, you know, Sunday rolls around, I want to wash 3 cars and I run out of water. So the idea is that this will kick on earlier. I can make it kick on manually. I know when it's going to come off. So I think it's great. If you have a system like this, buy a pump like that. So I messed with this a little bit more and I realized that there was a problem with my gauge not reading properly. So the gauge was stuck. I just went into the hardware store and I replaced it. So I want to kind of show the operation, what it normally is like, and then kind of, so basically the unit runs at around 90. Without the unit, there's my water pressure right now. It's 56 on the input side. Plug the pump in. What we see is that this goes up, and I have it set right at 86. There's an adjuster here so I can go up and down. So, and there's down, there's up. And truthfully, like, the pump has the ability to wrap all the way around to the bottom. And the output is clearly more. I suppose I could measure the difference. That would be an interesting thing. And then the pressure builds up. And it just got to like 47 and shut off. So if I let the pressure out, it goes down a little bit. Let's see where it turns on. Okay, so like 22 it's turning on and 47 it's shutting off. So that's that. Pretty happy with the purchase. And you might notice that there's 3 reservoirs here. That'll be the next video.